Cyberpunk Edgerunners is a new Netflix anime series set in the world of the popular video game Cyberpunk 2077, so let's see if it's worth your time. Hey everybody, my name's Justin here. I try to watch everything that hits theaters and on streaming services just like Netflix. If you guys are like me, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more up-and-coming content. Cyberpunk Edgerunner follows the journey of a teenage protagonist, David Martinez. Riddled with debt in the aftermath of a personal tragedy, David makes a decision to enter the deadly underworld of Night City in order to take control of his own destiny and spit in the face of a city that has taken everything from him. He chooses to become an edgerunner, a mercenary outlaw, also known as a cyberpunk. This is set in the same world as Cyberpunk 2077, with some characters crossing over into the anime. Now, I have not played Cyberpunk 2077. I heard that there was a lot of issues with that game when it was released. Looks pretty cool. But this anime series tells a 10-episode standalone story about David Martinez, who's a street kid trying to survive in a technology and body modification-obsessed city of the future. It's a pretty violent series with a lot of heads exploding and people being ripped apart. There's definitely some violence in here. The animation is so good. This is in collaboration with Studio Trigger, and this is the first anime from CD PROJEKT RED. I did enjoy all of the action and all of the violence in here. The animation is so smooth in how it is handled. It's a very vibrant action scenes in this dystopian world. It's very quickly paced. As we see David Martinez go from this young kid who's dealing with this personal tragedy and then just develop into this huge person that has modified his body with machines and technology. And at its core, that is what drives this story, is that development to David Martinez. And while I did enjoy all of the animation, all of the violence, and all of the action scenes, I was drawn into his story. Seeing how far a character can go to push his physical and emotional limits before they pay the price, and seeing a world that is controlled by greed and how addicted David Martinez is to controlling and modifying his body, and how people warn this character that, hey, you're going a little too far, and what is your limit? And he doesn't seem to be interested in all of that, and it also shows a little bit of addiction and how he's so addicted to modifying his body. And when you look at the character at the beginning and where he is at the end of episode 10, it is vastly different from not only the size but by the attitude of the character as well. In the beginning of the series, when he is introduced to this world and becomes an edge runner and is going and taking on these jobs, he's a little bit hesitant at it at first, and there's moments where you feel like he's starting to question what is happening to him. It seems to have these thoughts that this isn't for me. But as he's confronting and overcoming the loss, he's taken responsibility on his own actions, and that journey and that development is very solid and worth watching these 10 episodes. Like I said, the animation is cool and all of the violent, bloody sequences are awesome, but I was just so fixated on David's journey and watching him go from this scrawny little kid to watching him be this huge person and all the body modifications. They handled that story very well, dealing with addiction and living in a world full of greed. The English voice actor for David is voiced by Zach Aguilar, who you might recognize for Demon Slayer, who voices Tanjiro. And watching him go from a character that's questioning people and a little bit concerned with what is happening to the more of a deeper, more confident voice is absolutely stunning. But this coming of age story in the dystopian world and how society throws certain people off to the side, and there's so much greed within this dystopian world, filled in the runtime and most of the storylines as David is navigating this new world that he is thrown into, being an edge runner and going on these jobs, risking a lot of things, also modifying his body. There's so much in this story that I found interesting. Not playing the game and not knowing any of the characters or the story, I found Cyberpunk Edgerunners to be really fun. The story of greed, personal sacrifice, and so much more was very mature for this series, and it was very wild at times, action-packed, bloody as can be, but I was drawn into the series from beginning to end. So before I give you my score for Cyberpunk Edgerunners, make sure to check out my channel. Here I do movie reviews, trailer reactions, ranking videos, tier lists, all that fun movie related content that you see on YouTube. I do it all here, so hit that subscribe button and get it all in one spot. I'm gonna go ahead and give Cyberpunk Edgerunners a B+. Thank you guys for checking my review for the new Netflix anime series, Cyberpunk Edgerunners. Have you guys seen it by chance? What do you think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below, and stay tuned for more up and coming content like this. My name is Justin Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.